Ruffy and the Riverside aims to reignite that nostalgic spark in all of us who grew up loving the likes of Banjo-Kazooie, Super Mario 64, and all the other iconic platformers from back in the day. The charm is there, alongside a fantastic soundtrack and a fun swap gimmick at its core. For full transparency, this is a first impressions video, not a review. This is purely because I prefer to do a review if I've beaten a game, and currently I'm just over halfway in Ruffy's tale as I'm enjoying taking my time with everything that's available in this game. For our story, we meet Ruffy, who has been labelled as the Chosen One and is now responsible for protecting the land against the evil King Groll, a villainous cube who is aiming to take over the land by absorbing all the good and powerful assets whilst destroying everything it comes across. With Ruffy's unique swap powers and trusty friends, he is able to slowly restore Riverside back to its beautiful self, one letter at a time, whilst also repairing the world's core and bringing the townsfolk back together in the process. There's such a varied cast here that it really does make each in-game opportunity fun and exciting. I feel some might be upset to hear that it's not voice acted, minus a couple of giggling or shock noises here and there, but to me, the no voice acting adds to its charm. Players are able to make up their own voices and accents for each character they stumble upon, which I think would be super fun for those live streaming / let's playing the game. Similarly, I think you'll have a lot of fun with putting on voices too, if you're a parent that happens to be playing this with your kids. Some of the main cast you'll be often surrounded by are Pip the Bumblebee, who is a helpful flying friend who acts almost like a mix between Navi from Ocarina of Time and Kazooie from Banjo-Kazooie. They are our guide as well as an ally who helps us fly across the map. This helps us avoid danger and get to those places that are hard to reach. And listen, it's faster than walking, so a win-win situation. Sir Edler is a mole who is fascinated by gemstones and history. He provides great wisdom and help along the way by popping up at various landmarks to offer his thoughts on how to progress, as well as explaining the lore to us gradually too. Alongside these two standouts, there's the likes of Quintus, who is an adorable little fox who collects butterflies, Cilia, the wise turtle that can offer guidance when times get tough, and Master Quinn, who acts like a father figure to Ruffy. Of course, listen, there's a whole other cast of people to meet, but I feel like that's more fun for you to meet those as you play for yourself. 100% the standout of this game is its swap mechanic. Take almost any object and copy and paste that onto another to create a new environment or way to advance forward. Simple things like the ability to turn metal to wood, water into lava, and someone from awake to asleep really aids you in this quest to save Riverside. I found the mechanic very polished and thought out, as it encourages exploration and this essence of trial and error at each new area the game opens us up to. Naturally, due to 3D platforming nature, the puzzles are very dominant throughout the game. To me, I felt they were well spaced out and creative enough so that they constantly offer the player something unique, and they're fun to try out. The beauty of it all is that a majority of these puzzles are actually optional, so if you're someone who strives for 100% completion, there's so much for you to do and enjoy, and yet if you're someone more casual who's kinda just here for the main story, you can avoid them and that's completely fine. There's so much to love and enjoy with Ruffy, as the world very much feels alive and there's a lot to do here should you wish to seek it. One of the fun optional things you can do is upgrade your hood for better stats. This is done via a slot machine in the town centre where you can unlock bonus stamina, hearts, and much more. Scattered across the various worlds you visit here, there are mini-games to enjoy, and I can't lie, my personal favourite was the hay bale race because that was so much fun, and the fact that you kind of cheat a little bit in this race. It's really funny, it's really cheeky. I like that one. Another standout that I think a lot of old school platformers will love is when we have the ability to switch from 3D to 2D. Now, these sections don't take too long to complete, but it's a really nice breath of fresh air when you just see one in the distance lurking and you're like, ooh, I cannot wait to jump into this one. But good news for those who aren't necessarily the best at riddles or puzzles, because you can pay the NPCs for a hint to help you beat them should you get stuck. Just for a few coins, you can get a hint that really does help if you should find yourself confused, and the beauty of it is that the coins are very easy to obtain, so naturally you'll have enough if you should find yourself stuck. I spoke on collecting things briefly earlier, but it's true. Those who love to see that in-game stat read 100% or earning those game achievements have a lot here to keep themselves busy. from finding gemstones for Sir Edler to butterflies for Quinn, and saving all the etoi? I don't know how you say it, but they're really, really cute. There's so much stuff to explore here, and you can find something at every edge of the map in each level, which is a really nice attention to detail from the devs. But yeah, everywhere you go with Ruffy and Pip, there is something new to find, something new to see, something to explore. You'll see things in the distance that you're like, okay, I want to go there, and I think that's really, really fun. There's not much to critique or be mad at with Ruffy, well, at least regarding what I have gotten to explore so far. But there's a few things that do stand out for sure. I feel some will be discouraged by the lack of voice acting here for the lines of dialogue, but I truly can promise you it doesn't remove any charm from the game at all. It might have been nice to have it been here for sure, but it doesn't make the game feel like it's lacking in any way, shape or form. At times the game can fall into the tropes of back and forth fetch quest type things, which in full transparency I find rather boring in even the best of games out there, so it does kind of hinder its momentum, but I can confirm it does pick up as the game goes on and it gradually kind of phases out, which is good. Similarly, the story, while of course interesting, does fall into an easily predictable plot, which can make certain quests and diversions feel like they're just there as a stopping block really, and as a way to extend the game's runtime rather than being something that enhances the game as a whole. To conclude, I think Ruffy and the Riverside is a great game to enjoy. It's one that can strike the hearts of nostalgia and capture those who are new and younger to the genre as well. The developers clearly have a love for old school platforming games, and it's so present and wholesome here. You know, you might interpret that as that they've just copied, you know, Banjo-Kazooie, Mario 64 and stuff like that, and it's definitely not. It's very much a love letter to those games, whilst bringing their own spin to things with what Ruffy can do and how Ruffy is presented. So I really, really like that, and I really respect that. The swap mechanic encourages exploration, and it adds this depth to certain puzzles that really makes you feel a great sense of achievement when you figure them all out. A beautiful art style accompanies this, which really brings each character to life, and like I said earlier, even though the characters are not voice acted, their expressions accompanied by the dialogue does the trick of setting the tone for each scene. Additionally, the music is truly addictive and such a pleasant thing to listen to as you progress onward. And yeah, despite its minor critiques that I've explained, I do feel they don't overshadow or dim Ruffy's sparkle at all. So as far as my first impressions go, this is definitely a game I think is worthy of your time, especially if you're craving, you know, that nostalgia kick. Like I said, Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, rareware of the day. I think it's up there for you. Thanks for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it, and it potentially helped you decide if you will dive into Ruffy's adventure for yourself. Let me know your thoughts below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Goodbye.